Can a house, once vibrant and full of life, harbor a sinister presence after years of abandonment? Picture this: an age-old mansion, standing tall yet desolate in my village for over 65 years, untouched and uninhabited. Its once grand facade now veiled under the weight of time, its windows like hollow eyes, peering into the void. The mansion, for me, has always been a source of intrigue and fascination. There's something about these abandoned places that's just inexplicably captivating, isn't there? The silence that hangs in the air, the stories that lie hidden in the dust-covered corners, the secrets that echo through the empty hallways. It's almost as if the mansion has a life of its own, a spectral existence that lingers long after its inhabitants have left. There's an eerie beauty to it, a strange allure that beckons the curious and the brave. And so I found myself drawn to it, a moth to the flame of the unknown. I wanted to explore this spectral relic, to uncover the stories it held within its crumbling walls, to step into the shadows and see what lies beyond. And so, one day, I decided to visit the mansion. As I stood before its towering structure, the silence of the surrounding area was almost deafening. It was as if time itself had come to a standstill, the world holding its breath in anticipation of what was to come. I could feel the mansion's spectral presence looming over me, a silent sentinel guarding its secrets. Little did I know, this was just the beginning of my encounter with the unknown. Every old house has a story to tell, but not all tales are meant for the faint-hearted. That's what my friends told me as they revealed the chilling history of the abandoned mansion. It wasn't just left to ruin, they claimed, it was haunted. The tale they spun took us back 65 years, to the mansion's most prosperous yet perilous times. The mansion was once owned by a wealthy landlord, a man of great influence and power. His wife, known for her radiant beauty, was the heart of the house. Their lives were as grand as the mansion itself, brimming with opulence and abundance. But as the tale goes, they weren't spared the cruel hand of fate. One night, their peaceful world was shattered. A notorious gang of dacoits, infamous for their ruthless attacks, had set their sights on the mansion. The landlord and his wife became the unfortunate victims of their brutality. The mansion that once echoed with laughter and love was now filled with terror and despair. The friends continued, their voices dropping to a whisper as if the very walls around us were listening. They claimed that from that fateful night, the mansion was cursed. The once grand house was now a haunted shell, a chilling reminder of its tragic past. The landlord and his wife, they said, were still present, their spirits trapped within the mansion's walls, the laughter and love replaced by sorrow and screams. The mansion, they said, was cursed since that fateful night. Where there's a haunting, there's often a tragic tale of lost love and hidden treasure. In the case of our ghostly mansion, this tale is woven around the landlord's wife and a cache of hidden wealth. The landlord, upon realizing the imminent doom, hid his treasure in an undisclosed location within the mansion. His wife, a woman of exquisite beauty named Suleika, was secreted away in a concealed chamber to protect her from the marauding bandits. While the landlord met his unfortunate end at the hands of the bandits, the treasure remained undiscovered, lost to the ages. The bandits ransacked the mansion, leaving with whatever they could find, oblivious to the greater fortune hidden away. But the most tragic tale is that of Suleika, trapped in the secret room with no one aware of her existence. She cried out for help, tried to break down the door, but to no avail. She suffered a slow, painful death, her life ebbing away in the cold, lonely confines of the secret chamber. Her body was discovered much later, her presence revealed by the stench of decay. Her final rites were performed, but it was believed her spirit never found peace. They say she still waits in that room, yearning for her husband to return and free her from her eternal prison. The mansion now had a new owner, the undying spirit of the landlord's wife. It was her home, her prison, and her realm. The tale of the hidden treasure and Suleika's tragic end added another layer of fear and intrigue to the mansion's already chilling reputation. Skepticism is often the first response to tales of the supernatural. And true to form, I found myself questioning the eerie narrative my friends had spun. "Surely you don't expect me to believe this?" I challenged, my voice echoing the disbelief that danced in my eyes. "Do you have any proof of this haunting? Any tangible evidence to back your claims?" My words seemed to hang in the cold, silent air. The friends exchanged glances, their expressions a blend of seriousness and a hint of unease. One of them finally broke the silence. "Many have made the mistake of entering or staying in the mansion. They've suffered the consequences. His voice carried the weight of unspoken stories, tales of unfortunate souls who dared to cross the mansion's threshold. There were those who laughed at the legend just like you. They walked into the mansion, their laughter echoing through its empty halls. But when they walked out, they were not laughing anymore. His words painted a terrifying picture. Their faces were pale, eyes wide with fear. They spoke of chilling whispers, of unseen hands touching them, of a woman's cries echoing through the mansion. They were never the same after that night. I could see the sincerity in their eyes, hear the truth in their voices. They believed in the legend, in the haunting. They believed in the woman who still waited for her husband, the woman who punished those who dared to trespass. The mansion doesn't forget. The mansion doesn't forgive. It's a reminder of a dark past that still haunts the present. Their words hung heavy in the air, a chilling reminder of the mansion's dark past. Sometimes the guilty find their own unique hell. This saying couldn't be more accurate when it comes to the tale of a fugitive who thought he had found the perfect hiding place within the confines of the haunted mansion. Not long ago, a criminal escaped the clutches of jail, running from the law and desperately seeking refuge. The abandoned mansion, standing solitary and forgotten, seemed like the perfect hideout. How little did he know about the sinister fate that awaited him. As the fugitive made the mansion his temporary home, strange occurrences began to unfold around him. Unexplained noises, shadows moving in the corner of the eye, and an unsettling feeling of being watched. The fugitive, once a predator, now felt like the prey in the chilling environment of the mansion. One night, the fugitive was abruptly woken from his sleep. He could hear a woman's weeping echoing through the mansion's empty halls. The cries were filled with pain and longing, sending chills down his spine. The once confident fugitive was now paralyzed with fear, trapped within the mansion's haunting aura. As the days passed, the fugitive's fear grew, but he had no other place to go. The mansion, his sanctuary, had now become his prison. The eerie cries continued each night, growing louder and more desperate, shaking the very walls of the mansion. Then, one fateful night, the fugitive's screams echoed through the mansion. The following morning, the local villagers found the fugitive's lifeless body at the mansion's doorstep. His face was twisted in an expression of sheer terror, a gruesome sight that sent shivers down the spines of the bravest villagers. This horrifying incident further solidified the mansion's haunted reputation. The fugitive, who thought he could escape justice, met his end in the most horrifying way, sentenced by the unseen forces within the mansion. It seems the mansion has its own way of imparting justice. The line between the living and the dead is often blurred in places touched by tragedy. Our exploration of the mansion's haunting past has taken us through chilling tales of loss, desperation, and unyielding spirits. It's hard not to feel a shiver down your spine when you think of the mansion's eerie reputation. The abandoned halls echo with a silence that is louder than any spoken word, filled with spirits of a time long gone. Despite the skepticism that often accompanies such stories, it's difficult to shake off the unsettling aura that the mansion holds. The mansion, standing as a silent sentinel, seems to be frozen in time, holding on to the past with a stubborn persistence. Its empty halls, once filled with life, now echo with the whispers of those who were once its inhabitants. The mansion's history, as we've heard, is wrapped in layers of mystery and intrigue. Stories of hidden treasures, vengeful spirits, and tragic endings have been woven into a rich tapestry of local folklore. But how much of this is based on fact and how much is purely fiction is a question that remains unanswered. It's easy to dismiss these tales as mere superstitions, born out of fear and ignorance. Yet, the mansion's eerie aura and the inexplicable incidents associated with it suggest that there might be more to these stories than meets the eye. The mansion stands as a testament to the past, a symbol of a time that is no more. The mansion's story is far from over. Every creaking door, every whisper of the wind, every shadow that flits across the hallways seems to add another chapter to its haunted history. The mansion, with all its secrets, waits patiently for those daring enough to uncover them. And so, we leave the mansion behind, its stories echoing in our minds, its mysteries still unsolved. The mansion stands there, shrouded in the twilight, an echo of a time long past, a symbol of an unresolved mystery. What secrets does the mansion still hold, waiting to be uncovered? Who knows? The next chapter of the mansion's haunted history could be written by anyone brave or foolish enough to step inside.